and your home for Royals baseball.
Fastball hit high in the air, deep left field, way gone into the bleachers. A two-run homer for Bobby Witt Jr.
Watch The Drive by subscribing on our YouTube channel or listen on demand with the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This show is always going to stand on principles. Dippin' Dots are incredible. Red Lobster is the best restaurant that America has to offer, and baked beans are trash.
You're listening to Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan. Here's C-Dot.
No C-Dot today or tomorrow. Jay Binkley with Rob Brenton, but you're off work now. You've probably been off work for a long time today. You're probably at Kauffman Stadium, leaving the stadium right now as the Royals win 5 in a row against the worst team in baseball. It's true. The A's have the fewest wins in baseball, but regardless, it ties the Royals for their longest streak of the year. They've been playing good baseball. So there's what you have, and there's a draft lottery. So you don't have to have the worst record in baseball anymore. What's up, Rob? Let's play some hits.
Your workday is over.
Oh, yeah.
You're headed home, and now you're stuck in traffic. Time to get caught up on the biggest stories in Kansas City and around the country with C-Dot and Rob. It's time for the hits. Number 1.
The hits are brought to you by Jungle Law. Jungle Law is here to dominate all cases of DUI, personal injury, criminal defense, and sexual harassment. Call the lawman today, 816-816-9111. Bank only one hit today in our shortened absolute marathon of a show. We got a whole 40 minutes to do here. Woof.
Yeah, thanks to Dobnak at 96 pitches through 4 innings, but he didn't give up any runs. But 96 pitches, Rob, through 4 innings. It's insane.
Him grinding through 4 means we got to grind through 40 minutes. Big top story of the day in Kansas City is injuries starting to mount out at Chiefs camp. Ashton Gelati left today with a ruptured plantar fascia. That sounds uncomfortable.
It does.
Trey Smith continues to miss practice, and so does Josh Simmons. Neither will play in the second preseason game. Bink, what is your level of concern, if any, with the mounting injuries, especially on the offensive and defensive line for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Well, it is concerning, especially when you're talking about Trey Smith and with Simmons out the last couple of days. I mean, I do expect Simmons to come back, but you know what? You're not there sitting there diagnosing him. Gelati. Here's the thing with Gelati. These plantar fascia can last for a long time, the recovery for him, and sometimes they don't. Andy Reid, there is some optimism. Nate Taylor put a tweet out earlier. There is some optimism that he could be back for that Denver Broncos Monday night game on the 14th, but 7 guys won't play against the Buccaneers. And you might say, well, big deal. Well, because it's preseason. Normally that's true, except this is kind of the dress rehearsal. Used to be the 3rd preseason game back when you had 4. The 4th is for the guys that you're just trying to give the last roster spots to, or they move on, do something good, get on with another football team. That's kind of how things go. But this is basically it for a lot of the guys until September 14th. I mean, that is a long time to go to show your skills in Tampa. But Jeff Caldwell, undrafted free agent wide receiver, is not playing. The linebacker Jack Cochran's not playing. Shamari Connor didn't play in the last game because of a knee injury after colliding with Tyquan Thornton. He's out for this game. Gelati, as Rob mentioned there, with the plantar rupture, he's out for sure. Jimmy Holiday, the wide receiver's out. Of course, Mahomes is out, although he's going to be fine for game 1. And then Josh Simmons with the back injury. They're calling it non-serious, so hopefully that's the case. And there's Trey Smith, who's well, the Chiefs are saying it's minor. It's a hip injury, so I don't know, Rob. I think you're so far out for the regular season, you want to make sure everybody's good to go. For Denver, obviously, these injuries are a lot more concerning once it happens when you're playing week to week, and you got to find out through the week is what's the injury report going to say, and you look at it and see. You wait for Nate Taylor to report on it. What's going on with Josh Simmons? He going to play? Not a lot of concern to this point. The biggest concern was when Cyrus Allen back on the first Saturday practice. You know, he goes down and people are like crossing your fingers, like, is he going to be okay? And he was, which is really good to see. But yeah, you don't want to see it, but they linger on. And the Trey Smith thing, he's knocked out now for 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks of training camp that he's missed. He missed the first game, of course, and he'll miss this game Saturday. It's ultra important. It's important to what the Chiefs want to do. It's important for the blueprint of how the Chiefs want to Well, they wanted to change, and I'll get to that here about 5:30 or so. But the change for the Chiefs was Kenneth Walker, the drafting Emmett Johnson, bringing in DeMarcado. It was the shift to the running game. It's Eric Bieniemy coming back as offensive coordinator. It's DeMarco Murray coming back as running back coach. But that hinges on a solid offensive line that you can 100% trust. And, of course, the most important factor is your 30-year-old quarterback that's going to be turning 31 here in about a month or so, coming off the ACL injury. So you want a clean pocket for Patrick Mahomes, Kenneth Walker, et cetera. So not only the running game, but, fortify that offensive line to get downfield passing as well. So bit of concern at this point, Rob. I'm not going to say the concern meter is all the way up because it is preseason and they do have till September 14th to play.
I am not concerned about Smith or Simmons. Something to monitor. Smith I'll monitor because he's missed 10-plus practices, not playing either preseason game. The Chiefs keep saying it's minute, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Now, I'm not a doctor. I don't pretend to be a doctor. I'm not a physical therapist. I don't know. But the idea of rupturing a plantar fascia, which just sounds horribly unpleasant.
It does. The word rupture sounds bad on anything.
The term they're using is part of nicks and bumps that happen in camp. That doesn't sound like a nick or a bump. Like, I have Google. I'm not a doctor, but I have WebMD, and it says 6 to 8 weeks. Like, the season is going to be quicker than 6 weeks away.
Yeah, don't look it up because it'll give you a long prognosis. But that's for internet doctors, right?
It also gives me the heebie-jeebies to see how it happened, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a little more. I put Gelati in a different category of concern than I do Smith or Simmons, just because of the term rupture with an injury always kind of sounds some alarm bells.
No, it does. That offensive line. Listen, I mean, it's one of those things that. You hopefully not paying attention much to the offensive line like you do with Jawan Taylor back in the day when, last year and the year before when legal procedure would be called and you'd sit there and wait for it. You'd see him lined up and go, man, he's going to get called for this. But yeah, the offensive line is ultra important because it facilitates what the Chiefs want to do, Rob. It facilitates what they want to do. Yes, I've been screaming for wide receiver help. And I hope the 2027 draft brings the fruits of wide receivers and tight ends to the Kansas City Chiefs. But it is what it is now. They've made that shift to go to the running game, which is fine. They bring in the best available free agent in Kenneth Walker. I'm excited to see what he can do. But, of course, I'm excited to see what he can do behind Josh Simmons, behind Trey Smith. And I suppose Khalil Benson or Jalen Moore, but Jalen Moore is going to be playing left tackle now in the game against Tampa Bay. So here was a guy in a dogfight for the right tackle position with an undrafted free agent who didn't even get the phone call as soon as the draft was over. He was brought in as a camp body for the rookie minicamp. But he's in a fight for the right tackle. Now he's playing left tackle. Now, that's why you want Simmons, of course, to come back as soon as possible. Does that bother you at all, Rob, that here's Jalen Moore, who's basically been in a dogfight? He was the starter on day one, and the rest of the camp it's been Khalil Benson. Does that bother you at all that that's now the blindside protector for Mahomes? Even though he's not playing this week, I get it.
I mean, yes and no. If Josh Simmons is back and healthy, no, I don't really care about Jalen Moore. I do think it signals that he has super sub, six-man swing tackle is how they view Jalen Moore. I think that's what I'm learning with the way they're using him in the preseason. But again, Josh Simmons we wanted to monitor because it was a back injury. And again, not trying to be an alarmist, nor am I sounding alarm bells. Big people with back injuries tend to linger. So that's also something that I'm monitoring on August 20th. If it were September 20th, I would be a lot more concerned.
Sure. Yeah, I get you. And they say the rupture is actually the best case scenario. I've heard that's true. It's much better than a tear. I mean, a rupture, I guess, Rob, is there much difference between a rupture and a tear?
I mean, medically, probably. That's what.
Medically, but I mean,
they both sound unpleasant. Bad. Yeah.
It's similar to the Kyle Isbell injury. I get it, but that's a baseball player to football player. They're much different. It's like the ACL injury. You know, Norman Lance happened a lot earlier than Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is ready to go. Why? What's the difference in weight, the difference in position? So everybody heals kind of differently, but not a ton of concern yet. So you wait. There's still a ton of time. Again, I mean, it seems like with camp breaking today was the last day of training camp. They have now left. They started at 8:15 in the morning. It was their traditional last day of camp practice, so they're back in Kansas City. They didn't even wear pads today. They got back to Kansas City early, and they'll be flying out to Tampa, I would assume. I guess they'd probably leave tomorrow. It's not 100% sure because it is a preseason game, and it's not till 6:30 our time, which would be 7:30 Eastern. So they could feasibly leave in the morning to go play. That's just – see, I don't know about that, Rob, because that's a hell of a lot of people you're bringing with you. You're bringing the whole training camp down to an away game. So I don't know, man. Are you paying for all the hotels? Are the Chiefs doing the hotels for everybody that game? Or are they going to fly down Saturday and play? I don't know about that question.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Like regular season, we know what's going to happen. They're going the day before, but since it's not. But anyway, we can get back into that tomorrow. Josh Briscoe will join us, and Nate Taylor will join us as well. Rob and I will get you all set for the Chiefs and Buccaneers this weekend. But I saw some interesting stuff. Vahi put out an interesting article, Jesse Newell did, about kind of the renewed Chiefs injury for this 2026 season. I thought it was pretty interesting about their mindset going into this year. We'll get to that next.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5, The Fan.
Hey, baseball fans. Think you know who's going to hit a homer today? Well, FanDuel's giving you a free chance to call your shot with daily dingers. Joining in on the action is easy. Just make your free pick on who's hitting a home run in their game, and if you're right, you'll get a profit boost to use on your next bet for a chance at even extra winnings. You've got nothing to lose, but you have a lot to gain. And you can make your free pick every day during the MLB season. It's just another way that FanDuel is your home for the home runs. Ready to play your game today? Join in on all the action at FanDuel.com/local. That's FanDuel.com/local to play daily dingers and make your free pick on who's hitting a homer. Swing for the fences on FanDuel, an official partner of Major League Baseball and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Gold, and football season is here. And when we think about football in Kansas City, it's all about the tailgating. And you know what can make your tailgating even better in an ultimate tailgate? It's the fact that that tailgate involves a Ford. Football's better in a Ford. Home games, tailgates, Friday night lights. You have the F-150, the Bronco, Explorer, and Super Duty, all built for game day. And right now, big savings and a huge selection are waiting. So don't sit on the sidelines. Quit your wishing and get your next new Ford at Shawnee Mission Ford. You can shop anytime at ShawneeMissionFord.com. They also get a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty that will cover your new Ford for as long as you own it. That's a special warranty you can't get from other Ford dealerships because it far surpasses the standard manufacturer's warranty provided by Ford. So go to ShawneeMissionFord.com, shop for a new vehicle today, make football season better, and go see Kainoa at Shawnee Mission Ford, part of the Midwest Ford Dealers, a proud sponsor of the Chiefs.
Country music's biggest selling superstar, Luke Combs, presents My Kinda Saturday Night Tour 2027, playing at Arrowhead Stadium Saturday, May 15th. With special guests Treaty Oak Revival, Avery Anna, Shenandoah, and Wyatt McCubbin. Luke Combs, live in concert in Kansas City. Get tickets Friday, August 21st at 10 a.m. at lukecombs.com.
This summer, Casey's has 89-cent medium fountain and new Frostbite by Casey's drinks. But if you don't have 89 cents, you could check your center console, dig between your couch cushions, ask Grandma for $1, or just use your credit card. 89-cent medium Frostbite by Casey's or fountain drinks at Casey's all summer long. Restrictions may apply. See store for details.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The Advent Health Championship is Casey's only PGA Tour event. Whether you're a golfer or you just want to be part of the fun, family-friendly event, see the future stars of the PGA Tour at Blue Hills Country Club, August 20th through 23rd. Ticket information at AdventHealthChampionship.com.
It's 5 o'clock. Your employees are headed home, but you're still updating spreadsheets, switching between software, and wondering where the day went. There's a better way. Odoo brings accounting, sales, inventory, CRM, and more together in one fully integrated platform. So you spend less time managing software and more time running your business, because your workday should end eventually. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Chiefs coverage is brought to you by New Century Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Paola.
Spring hail means big savings at New Century Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Paola. Save up to $15,000 on hail damage new and used vehicles, plus all factory incentives. But this hail of a sale won't last long. New Century Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Paola. You always pay less in Paola.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Down the Triangle, you've got a little bit of a slow go, but it's going to be northbound, 71 northbound at Manchester. Scoot to the left through here. The two problems we've got on 470 south and northbound. You've got a broken down box truck in the right lane at Lakewood, and I believe that's the northbound side. Southbound is just onlooker delay and police helping on that side. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's George Karlaftis from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome to the Drive with CDOT on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
And welcome back to the Drive. Jay Binkley, Rob Brennan, just till 6. It's a shortened show today because of the Royals and the A's. Will full tomorrow as we'll get you ready for the Chiefs and Buccaneers at 6:30 p.m. Saturday night. One of those things where you can't wait between the OTA period and training camp to start. The training camp starts. They had 18 practices. It was done today. And then, of course, we've already had preseason game 1. So you're ready for preseason to get over so the regular season can begin for the Kansas City Chiefs. But I ran across this great article by Vahi Gregorian in the Star, and Jesse Newell had basically the same article as well. Andy Reid must have spoke to the different writers at different times. Well, maybe at the same time because there's a lot of the same information. But about Andy Reid, just kind of, it was weighing on him last year, thinking about it beforehand and definitely thinking about it on the flight after they got beat in the last game of the season, the Vegas, about all the changes that need to happen. He had a plan already thought out, and it began quick. One of the biggest changes, bringing back Eric Bieniemy, the familiarity with the system. Of course, he was here on day one with Andy Reid when he came into Kansas City back in 2013. He was the running backs coach then, but in game practice 1, there he was with the Kansas City Chiefs. Never finished lower than 6th in total offense since he was here. Brought that accountability action back to the Kansas City Chiefs. They bring in DeMarco Murray at running back coach, Chad O'Shea at wide receiver coach. Now, is that enough for you? Is that enough changes for you? Is that enough changes that a 6-11 team needs? Is that enough changes that a future Hall of Fame quarterback needs for the offense? I think part of the plan is done. I don't think the full plan is done. I mean, obviously, actions speak louder than words, and what they decided to do is, it was coaching staff changes, which Chiefs do not have coaching staff changes very often. It's basically the same crew. You've seen with the players, they bring the same players back. But it's been the same basic crew. Dave Tobe is here for the special teams. Spags there on defense. And then offense has been Bieniemy to Matt Nagy and Doug Peterson mixed in there. Not a ton of changes, but they did have success with Eric. But they made a decision to change wide receiver coaches, and they switched running back coach. And I don't think the full plan is done. I do think there is plan to amp up the wide receivers and tight end, which that part was not done in this particular draft in 2026. Spent a lot of the equity on that defensive line with Peter Woods, R. Mason Thomas, Seward Lane out of corner, trying to address that change from Trent McDuffie being traded. But they've got to get to the quarterback, and it's one of the things that bothered Andy Reid last year is they weren't making the quarterback feel uncomfortable in the pocket, and that was a problem. But Andy Reid was bothered by it. Don't think that he wasn't, because he was. And, of course, these guys have pride. These guys have an ego. They want to be the best. And when you've gone to 5 Super Bowls with this team, you've got a mark that you've set. I do find it interesting. In Jesse Newell's article in The Athletic, he said, notably, one NFC defensive coordinator said he believed the Chiefs' offense had gotten a little predictable. I've heard that term before, right, Rob? The predictability. You've heard this team a lot. And keep in mind, the running game was historically bad for the Chiefs. I mean, it was historically bad. So Mahomes was back there trying to set up an offense behind the running game that you couldn't trust. Listen, Pacheco, I always sat back there saying, you see Kyle Brandt go on and on about, he wasn't exactly winning scepters for angry runs, which I think is a great segment they have, but, talking about the fierce running of Isaiah Pacheco. Yeah, he did that sometimes. He would do that on first down or second down, but 3rd and 1, where was it, man? Follow your blockers. 4th and 1, where was it, man? A lot of angry runs, a lot of hostility, a lot of stiff arms, but where is it when it really counted? That problem is gone. Bring in Kenneth Walker and DeMarcado, and we'll see what happens. But one defensive coordinator said he believed the Chiefs' offense got a little predictable before saying specifically of Reed, I don't necessarily have the same I'm staying up all night feel with him. That's it's an anonymous quote, of course, in the article, but that's not a good quote, Rob. That is not a good quote when they're saying we don't have that stay up because Andy Reid would keep you up at night guessing what he's going to do. Because he used to give the Ravens fits, and Wink Martindale, when he's D coordinator there, he would give them fits. He's given the Buffalo Bills fits in the postseason, wondering what he's doing. But that's kind of damning for a defensive coordinator to say, don't you think?
It is very damning for a defensive coordinator to say, and that will be the whatever $1 million question, $5 million, $2 million, I don't know the number. It'll be the most interesting question that carries the Chiefs all season. Because Andy Reid in that article mentions DeVahe. He was on the plane talking to Mark Donovan. I'm never doing this again. We're making changes. The only changes they made were coaching staff.
Few coaching staff.
The offense is basically the same. Yes, Kenneth Walker and the entire running back room, massive upgrade.
Going under center, that's been different.
But we've only seen that in camp. You always point out to me there's the St. Joe Chiefs and the real Chiefs.
That's right.
Remember it was everyone's got to eat. It was Hollywood Brown and Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy. And boy, this offense is high flying again. That's what it was in St. Joe. And then it got like they were running in cement shoes during the regular season. It was not different. It was not unique. It was not, big change. So hopefully Andy Reid spent a longer offseason on self-reflection, understanding what had been working, might not be working, what was working, what can stay, what can go. And hopefully he brought in Chad O'Shea and he brought in DeMarco Murray and he brought in Eric Bieniemy to get an outside perspective, because there is a fear where it says, hey, this guy, person X is staying on the team, but we just coach him better and we scheme it up better. We think person X is going to be fine. It is going to be a real question of Jimmys and Joes versus X's and O's. The Chiefs felt like it was X's and O's in 2025.
Yeah, they did. And you look at the draft and some of the pieces. R. Mason Thomas, obviously, they're relying on that speed rush to the outside, getting to the quarterback, having that speed, that power, being able to get back there, disrupt what the quarterback's doing, enforce an errant pass, an interception. And Noel Williams, who had a couple pickoffs today, which is what he does. He led the nation in interceptions the year the Chiefs drafted him. So we know he can do. But you understand why R. Mason Thomas was drafted. You understand why Peter Woods was drafted for that defensive line, because that's the problem that people have with the Chiefs looking at the defensive line. And Cyrus Allen, who's been a camp darling at this point, but might actually be something more to that. And I honestly would say the Chiefs scouting department, I would give them more kudos for that pick than obviously Khalil Benson on a team. You'd say, why is that? Here's an undrafted free agent that could start it on the offensive line for you. That's true. But again, he wasn't one of those guys they got on the phone with as soon as the draft was over to get in here as a priority free agent, to bring in his undrafted free agent and get in here. No, that didn't happen. He was brought in for a rookie tryout with other guys. So it was different. So they went on that phone, or they didn't, toss out that 7th-round pick instead of Garrett Nussmeier and go in Khalil Benson, because typically a team, if you valued a guy to be a starter on your offensive line to protect a future Hall of Fame quarterback, you throw out a draft pick to guarantee that he's coming to your team. So I'm looking more at Cyrus Allen. Cyrus Allen's an interesting story. I mean, went to 4 colleges. He's a guy, played obviously with the future pro quarterback in Brennan Sorsby when he was there at Cincinnati. 319 guys got invited to the NFL Combine. He did not get invited. So after the season, the All-American Bowl, which is kind of a lower-level all-star game, college football all-star game that has basically the guys that are in it are going to be late picks, undrafted free agents, or, not taken with the team at all, getting rookie tryouts or whatever. And he did an awesome job. And he got himself an invite to the Senior Bowl a few weeks later. And he goes down there, faces good cornerback competition, and really became on people's radars like, man, this guy had 13 touchdowns last year. I know he didn't have 700 yards receiving, but this guy's pretty special talent. Well, the Chiefs saw that. They thought it was worthy of a 5th-round pick. They throw it on Cyrus Allen. And so far, I mean, again, this is the dream coming to Kansas City because your competition at wide receiver is a wide receiver rehabbing from a knee injury cleanup in jail in Dallas. The other guy, kind of an undersized first-round receiver who's been dealing with nagging injuries, and then Tyquan Thornton, who was on your practice squad last year. That's your competition. And that's a beautiful thing for a drafted wide receiver to see that opportunity. Jalen Royals didn't exactly go out and seize that opportunity. Cyrus Allen has gone out and seized that opportunity. He also had a 75% success rate against man coverage at Cincinnati. I'm sure that plays. That's a reception perception. They break down numbers of college football, but 75% against man coverage. And what do the Chiefs struggle against? Man coverage. It's been a problem. So you understand why some of these guys are drafted, and I don't care what round you were in. I told Bob and Dusty this morning, it's kind of like the amnesia test. Like if every coach had amnesia and came back and you don't care how long someone's been in the NFL, you don't care where they were drafted, you don't care how much money they make, and you say, who is the best player? Clearly, with camp, with practices, he's one of those best players. And I'll give props to Dane Brugler, who's the best, I think, talent evaluator of the bunch that puts out the Beast Guide for the draft every year. He likes Cyrus Allen. He had him as his 27th best receiver, and he said he would shine during training camp. That's something that he said for Cyrus Allen, so give him a ton of credit on the Cyrus Allen selection. But we'll see. It's been – you haven't seen much. You've seen some great catches at camp, but, rookie wide receivers are doing a ton of that around the league. Jacoby Lane doing similar things, who was drafted in the 4th round for Baltimore. He's making the one-handed grabs and doing great, so we'll see. Again, the proof is in the pudding. There's the St. Joe Chiefs and the real Chiefs. We'll see what the real Chiefs decide to do on that point. Rob, there's been some big changes in college football. I don't know where you stand on this, but guys that are in NFL training camps may have a chance to go back and play, and 7 of them hit the transfer portal today. Did you know that? 7 guys now with that judge in Louisiana that basically gave the freedom of 16 guys to go back to school for what they want, but these guys are in NFL training camps, meaning they've signed NFL contracts at this point. It's not drafted. That opens up a whole new can of worms. But that's something new going on today, and it's going to cause a lot of confusion with NFL teams, with college teams, and you name it. Not affecting the Chiefs right now, but it probably will at this point, the way things are going. We'll discuss that next.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here?
On your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, it's Brew. Between my radio show, filming content, editing videos, and trying to stay connected with family, reliable Wi-Fi isn't really optional anymore. I just need it to work. That's why I like that with Xfinity, you get the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi with the best equipment at one price for 5 years, guaranteed. No contracts or commitments. Plus, Xfinity makes getting connected simple with same-day Wi-Fi so you can get online in minutes. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber or coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Hey, Kansas City, it's Johnny Dare. Everyone shopping New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram and Paola have been saving an unbelievable amount of money on brand new trucks, Jeeps, and SUVs that have slight cosmetic damage from the spring hailstorm. New Century has a wide variety of these vehicles left that are priced to sell. Save thousands and still receive all the factory incentives. Go see my friends at New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram while these deals last. Remember, you'll always pay less in Paola.
See dealer for details.
Men, when addressing the problem of erectile dysfunction, you want the right treatment for your specific medical situation because every case is different, and finding the right treatment can mean the difference between just an okay experience and an amazing one. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and at our practices, we offer the full range of ED ED treatment protocols and can even combine therapies to help make those intimate moments special both for you and your partner. At Heartland Men's Health, we take great pride in providing excellent care and treatment options for ED. Our medical providers specialize in men's sexual health and understand that no two cases are alike, which means you'll get the right treatment for you based on sound medical evaluation and appropriate applications of medical therapies. Plus, we offer treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most men, you'll get your sex life back. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99. It includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, dollar small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
In a business built on trust, experience matters. For more than 36 years, Century Roofing has installed over 36,000 roofs across Kansas City, earning a reputation for quality, integrity, and service. Homeowners have voted Century Roofing Best Roofing Company in Johnson County for the 5th consecutive year and Best in Kansas City for the 2nd straight year. KC-based and female-owned, Century Roofing. Visit CenturyRoofingKC.com. Trust the pillars of strength.
Century Roofing. Trust the pillars of strength.
Chiefs coverage is brought to you by New Century Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Paola.
Spring hail means big savings at New Century Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Paola. Save up to $15,000 on hail damage new and used vehicles, plus all factory incentives. But this hail of a sale won't last long. New Century Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Paola. You always pay less in Paola.
Rob Sight Ford, KC's Ford volume leader and top rated on Google. 135th and State Line. Rob Sight Ford, your 2025 Ford volume leader. Top rated on Google with 4.8 stars and 3,000 plus reviews. The best selection, best prices, in Kansas City's best customer service. Visit Rob Sight Ford at 135th and State Line. Buy right, save big, and drive home a winner. Only at Rob Sight Ford.
Hey, it's Nick Bolton from the Kansas City Chiefs, and my hot food take is pineapple does not belong on pizza.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Crash 70 westbound. It's actually an object on the road. Okay, some debris left over from a crash. 70 westbound as you approach 71 Prospect Avenue. We've also got down on that curve a broken down vehicle off to the right shoulder, blocking part of the right lane. 470 southbound as you approach Lakewood. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome back, 96.5 The Fan. No Carrington today. Jay Binkley, Rob Britton with you. Logan Weber comes up next, taking you till 9 o'clock. Rob and I will have you set for the Chiefs-Bucks game on Saturday night. Tomorrow, Josh Briscoe's going to join us. Nate Taylor's going to join us. And, of course, your calls and text as well. Rob, did you see where the judge in Louisiana granted an injunction to 16 different players that can now go back to school? Now, they weren't drafted players, but a lot of them in training camps in the NFL, including Jack Pyburn, who's playing for the Buccaneers that the Chiefs will see this weekend, who had 2 sacks in his first preseason game. Now, this is an interesting deal. He hasn't, hopped in the transfer portal. he stands a chance to make the Buccaneers. He's an undrafted free agent, but he's currently 4th string and beyond on their depth chart, even with the sacks. Again, preseason sacks don't really matter, garbage time sacks in NFL cases, but here's a guy with 2 sacks in preseason game 1 who's looking at his dream to play in the NFL. However, he might just snag that opportunity, go back, make some name, image, and likeness money, go back. And they haven't decided that because I saw Pete Damel on earlier with Pat McAfee, and he asked him, can they go back in the draft? Because if you don't sign a contract with an NFL team, you can technically go back if you've been drafted and can't go. But this is kind of an uncharted territory because you do sign something when you go to training camp with the team. So this is interesting. There's 30 players in all. This is the 5-and-5 type of rule. This is a mess. I've always said, man, once you decided to go to the NFL and you're in an NFL training camp, no more college for you. But now we have certain judges out there saying you can, but this thing's going to be appealed 50 million different ways. But right now, 7 guys are taking advantage of the transfer portal. College teams are already practicing. Of course, they got games coming up on the 29th in week 0, some of these teams. So it is late, but I'm sure a lot of teams would take these guys on their roster.
College football needs rules.
Definitely.
A lot of people will blame the paying of the players. It's not that. Right now, what happens is you run and you find a judge that you think will give you a favorable ruling. You sue the NCAA. You win because everyone wins against the NCAA right now. And then you get to go play college sports. People forget, Brendan Sorsby was winning his case until he decided to withdraw his case and step out. The NCAA needs to find a way to legislate some rules because this is a problem where you have guys who are on the choosing to play for LSU over the Chiefs practice squad. That's not good.
And Pyburn's got a decision because the guy had a good preseason game. We'll see. He'll probably play in that game Saturday night, so we'll see what happens in that. Logan Weber comes your direction next up till 9 o'clock p.m. For Rob Brenton, for Jay Binkley. We'll see you tomorrow.